Monster Hunter Wilds, a game that's release always felt out of reach and nearly everyone I knew was excited for it, myself included, but hesitantly so. Then it finally happened, and it released to a very mixed reception. And look, it's a game that tried to do so many new and exciting things, which it sometimes managed to do with its beautiful sights and grandiose hunts. It also ran like hot shart for a lot of folks, and even though I had a decent computer build that ran it mostly fine, there were still some glaring cracks showing through this beautifully detailed mess of a title that might have been rushed. Either way, overclock that CPU and slot in a new graphics card of your choice because we're gearing up and heading out into the visually stunning wilds. We open up with two faces that we've only half seen before. Nada from the beta and trailers, and Tashin, Nada's adopted uncle. What exactly is going on here in this cave system is a bit unclear, but it appears that shit is hitting the fan. If I had to guess, based on the title of the game, it's probably monster related. Trapped between a literal rock and a hard place, Tashin here attempts to get Nada out of harm's way by shoving him through a hole into another cave system, telling him to run and find folks to help him, and covering up the exit. And that's where we come in. Hey, it's me, Lou Two Shoes. Hunter of monsters from several generations now, and many more to come, including Wilds, since this is pre-recorded, and I've already played far too much of this fucking game. After a minor expedition just outside of the Wilds, which were thought to be completely uninhabited, until we stumble across Nada cooking in the sand and probably having a really bad time. And now, by order of the guild, it's our job with the Avis unit to explore the wilds, find any traces of the White Wraith that attacked Nada's village, rescue the keepers of said village, and help Nada return to them. I'm so glad I didn't have kids just to take care of somebody else's. And that's going to be a theme here. Speaking of that, within a few minutes of sailing around this new area, we spot a whole swarm of Balahara chasing down someone on birdback. Might as well make one hell of an entrance here in the wilds. Well, that was cool as shit. The following section is an on-rail shooter segment of just pissing off these sandworms until we can finally get some real gear. While that scene was sick, the mood is brought down a bit once we safely rescue the kid and try and figure out what was even happening that caused this clusterfuck. Turns out, Nona and her brother were out sacred training and got caught up in another monster's business. And he, seemingly sacrificed himself so that she could get away. God damn, there's a lot of that going around, but so far this one is much more believable for reasons that we'll get into later. Don't worry though, after an odd weapon choice from me and a bit of travel, we're just in time to save Nona's brother and face off against our first official monster, Chadacabra, the weird floor-licking toad, and after roughly 10 seconds of fighting this thing, I noticed two things. One, Bo is fucking broken, and two, Chadacabra kinda sucks. I still think he's cool, but they really did set this fella up with absolutely no redeeming qualities. Out here with the same power level as a sack of flour. And you know, it makes sense. Chadacabra is just here to train new hunters who are playing Monster Hunter for the first time to its biggest audience yet. It's kinda smart and super fucked up at the same time. My friend Joe, a Monster Hunter 4 enthusiast and a college dropout because of it, described it best. Using the greatsword against Chadacabra is like pushing a toddler down a flight of stairs. Yeah, that sums it up pretty well. And I know shit like Great Jaggy and Velocidrome exist for the exact same reasons, but Chadacabra is a whole other tier of piss-easy punching bag. Plus, if you put a 5th fleeter up against a Monster Hunter 1 Velocidrome, it would probably result in what could be described similarly to a wood chipper accident. But this is Wilds, where everything is much easier overall, and this frog is about to be turned into one of my favorite dishes from my childhood. Battered and deep-fried frog legs.
So tasty!
Shout out to my fellow Middle of Nowhereans. May you leave the sticks at some point and have a much better life. And speaking of nowhere, our team has started setting up a base camp in this small canyon. It ain't no pokey, but it'll suffice. After a heartfelt reunion in a meeting of the guild and escorting Isai and Nona back to their village, along with the sacred mounts, good riddance, that bird drives like shit, we end up running into some nearby monster activity alarmingly close to the village we just left. I'm sure that's not foreshadowing, except it totally fucking is. But until that plot point hits, let's just talk about Quamatrice. The new early game bird that I was really excited about. It does the dumb chicken peck attack while also making actual chicken clucking sounds, and I fucking love that. It can also generate flames from its tail, feathers, ruffles, I don't know what these are, but it's another early firebird, and no one is surprised. And that's about where this thing starts and stops, because I fucking rotisseried that large chicken. This is gonna happen a lot in this video, by the way. Wilds is kinda piss easy if you've played any other Monster Hunter game before this. You'll still probably have a card or two happen like I did, but was it because of the difficulty, or was it the hit of weed kicking in? But that's spoilers for later. Right now, I'm building that Quamatrice set because it looks fucking sick! Which is another trend in this game. All the armor sets are dope. 10 out of 10, no fucking notes. After getting equipped with new armor and a secondary weapon along with the return of the Sacred, thanks Isai, I'm sure it'll make traversing the map a little easier and my hunts a lot more annoying. Seriously, this dumb fucking bird walks in front of me nearly every fucking hunt, and don't even get me started on Alma and her bird. Holy shit, literally runs directly into me any chance she gets. But it's fine. It does help getting around the wilds, like this trip we're taking back to the neighboring village. We meet with Nona and Isai's grandma and village elder, ask about Nana's village, home to the keepers, but nothing rings a bell, and just end up having a big old tasty meal. Coming up short on information and not having any other additional leads, we're gonna try heading into another locale and find some clues. And probably hunt some monsters. I know, who'da fucking thunk, huh? The Scarlet Forest, my personal favorite map, and, only good locale. Look, I won't sugarcoat it, I really don't like any of these areas, and the forest here is getting hard carried by this beautiful reservoir, and my very real fishaholic problem. But even though this area stands out to me the most, that's only true during specific times of day and weather conditions. The game does detail really well, but 90% of the time this game has little to no fucking color in it. And it's kinda tragic. But I know what can bring the mood back. Monster hunting! Lalabarina, the new spider monster here in Wilds, and I almost want to say it's my second favorite monster? Probably. I don't know, something about the lack of color makes it stand out. I don't know how the fuck Capcom managed that, but I guess, good job. It also helps that the spider monsters are just fucking cool. Unless you have arachnophobia, then this is probably a fucking nightmare. But hey, you can turn on some settings that'll help with that. Except it doesn't at all for this monster. Get bent. Lala Flower Butt Barina here can scatter its fuzz and cause paralysis, which is usually easy to dodge. Eventually it'll notice that it was a huge waste of fucking time to do that, and proceeds to shiv you instead. Much more effective, I gotta say. Also, its like lair area is super fucking cool, and I hope I have a clip of it doing its sleep animation here, because I think it's just a neat detail. Not gonna stop me from planting this longsword into its exoskeleton-plated forehead, though. Oh, and I completely forgot. We saved the Astrum Unit's twink, I mean handler. The entire reason this fight happened is because Eric got himself caught up in the monster's business. And after being rescued, he had this to say about the encounter.
I can still taste the poison in the back of my throat.
Ah! Alright. Cool. Anywho, what's next? Woodwoods? Sure, fuck it. They play a role here, kinda. So, we've got these small Linean creatures that live in the Scarlet Forest and just kinda act like silly little guys, and I doubt they'll be playing much of a role in the story here, but I guess we're helping them out regardless. They've been having trouble with a big, stinky monster known as the Pink Menace that keeps shitting and farting all over their stuff, and we're a hunter, so let's fix that problem. A pink menace that likes to shit and fart. Oh, it's Kangala, isn't it? There it is! Kongalala! A monster that I've been mispronouncing because I just can't goddamn read. But look at how far we've come. And Congalala, look at you! You're somehow nastier than ever! Still shits, still farts, and has every flavor of just fucking foul on its breath. And you can still capture it in a pitfall trap ass up, and it's truly just fucking awful. Not this one though. He's getting fucking skewered by this longsword tech that I'm still figuring out. Now that that's taken care of, it's time to move on to... Shit, I should really pay attention more to this story. But to be honest, I wasn't super feeling it, and I just wanted to hunt monsters. Ah, right, fishing quest! No, wait, wrong clip. Doshigama! There's a whole swarm of these big hairy bastards running around through the forest, and an alpha leading the charge. The foreshadowing returns. This roaming squad of Doshigama are getting more bold with the support of their leader, and are attacking whatever they see fit. And since we saw them near the village a while back, it's probably best we warn them about this potential looming threat. It's gonna be easier said than done trying to get folks to listen, but I guess if we help out Zato with a monster problem, he might be able to sway the villagers to listen. After a hop, skip, and a jump directly into a sand trap, it's time to face off against another new monster, Balahara. I'm still so torn on whether or not I like this monster. I don't really know. I'm gonna say that it's a fine enough addition, and its armor set is fucking hot. Like, really hot. Fucking look at me. Go ahead, try and lie. I don't give a shit. What's less hot is the fucking disgusting mess this thing spits all over the goddamn sand. Your breath stinks, you're gross, and you're an early game monster for a fucking reason. With Balahara taken care of, we head back to the village, convince the elder of the Doshigama attack, and shit, they're already in the village. God damn it.
We need to drive them out of here.
I know. After releasing the village's livestock as a diversion and chasing them out across the plains, we eventually send the pack to sand jail. Well, sorta. The pack leader didn't really like that sand trap prank and does some crazy ass King Kong shit and nearly rips a Balahara in half. While this is a sick shot of Doshigama, it's really too bad that it's my turn at the wheel, and I brought a bow. Now, I didn't really keep it a secret in the beta video that I super don't care for this monster, and that testament still stands. But I'll take it a step further and ask, why is the alpha monster system a thing for just this monster? It's weird, right? They showed this off as seemingly a big feature leading up to the game's release, and it's just for Doshigama? I don't know, kinda lame if you ask me. I don't want to dwell on it too much, so we'll just move on to whatever story beats play next that I was totally paying attention to. But real quick, secret customization. Doesn't make it drive any better, but Squanch here looks fucking dope now. Now that's taken care of, it's time to deliver some sacred to the Astrum Unit. I know, super thrilling. This totally wasn't the point where I started taking gummies just to boost my own morale, at the cost of my reaction time taking a swift shit. This will catch up to me later, stay tuned for the Zuwu hunt. But hey, it's making the flooded forest with heavy rainfall combo a vibe that hits so goddamn good. There's no color here still, but it's quite the sight traveling through it. Trying to find the Astrum Unit in this might be difficult, probably should have just waited for the return.
An SOS flare!
Ah, plot. Turns out they've gotten themselves caught up in some fishy business, and it's about time to showcase a new monster. Duna, the big frilled rainbow fish that I fear won't make a return in any other Monster Hunter game. I don't know what it is, but I have a feeling that Capcom is just gonna drop this fish in the deep fryer after they're done with Wilds entirely. I hope I'm wrong, because I like the big tuna here. Does it do anything besides try to end your hunting career with a cannonball? Not really, but me personally, I think it's kind of funny. This story part of the fight is also elevated by being partnered up with Olivia, a fellow hammerman. I just wish that my loadout saved properly so that I could have used my fucking hammer.
Okay, fine, I'm cool, I'm fine.
At least I can still hit it really fucking hard by dropping this giant fucking boulder on it. Eventually we repel the beast, everything's back to normal, and then the White Wraith makes a cameo appearance. Unfortunately, it flies off before we can do anything about it, but hey, free Tuna parts. I'll be using these for the best looking bow in the game. Stats be damned when you look this goddamn hot. And speaking of hot, it's time to travel to the oil well basin, aka the oven, because this area was boiling Sammie's PC something fierce and kinda same. I can't tell if this is a problem or a feature. I'm noticing the office getting hotter. Maybe this is some sort of new immersion in modern gaming. Either way, welcome to Azu's, home of the Everforge and tons of crafters of many flavors. Stone, bone, and oil. The area is rich with all three of these things, so naturally these folks have put these materials to good use. They even hold a festival every once in a while, and we're just in time for it. After we help out some of the locals. Y'all want to take bets on whether or not we'll have to rescue this kid that stormed off in a huff so much the scene cut over to them? Pay up, because that's our first objective here. Save these two from the inflation monster, Rompopolo. The weirdest freak bitch monster introduced in Wilds, and I kinda like it. Not only can it blow up like a balloon, it can also just blow up the ground directly underneath you. You can also just take out your whole fucking day on this thing by remembering all that balloons tower defense training you had as a kid. Popping this thing's, balloon sacks, we'll call them, feels kinda horrible. For real, look at this thing when it's deflated. It looks like an even sadder blobfish. And if you brought a hammer, conking this thing in the noggin and watching it pop feels extra satisfying, but in kind of a fucked up way. There's a reason why this is my favorite weapon across all games. Knocking something the fuck out with a hammer is the single most satisfying thing in these games. And don't even get me started about the offset attacks. When these things hit, oh, fuck do they hit. We need a frying pan and or a spatula joke weapon in this game with how hard we're flipping these monsters around like goddamn pancakes. After blowing Rompopolo the fuck up and rescuing Maki and... I legitimately have forgotten your name. We head back to Azu's and watch their Elder Forge festival commence.
It's time!
Yeah, no, it's a dud. And guess who's having to fucking fix it? Surprisingly, it's actually a team effort. But you just know there's gonna be a monster hunt involved. Currently, Werner from the Astrum Unit is looking into it, while we go back and help out a previous village with its new old problem. The sand tide is already coming back, and we're going to jump directly into the eye of the storm. Bold play, let's see how it turns out. Ooh, shit! Not only is Artfeld making another appearance, there's also the coolest fucking monster in this entire goddamn game. Ray motherfucking Dow. And we get to watch them fight. All cinematically and shit. Maybe games are good, actually. Ah, shit, Ray Dow lost. Never mind, games are bad again. And what seemed like a completely dead monster as Arkfeld just flies the fuck away again, is actually a very pissed off Ray Dow looking to railgun anything with a pulse. After evacuating the others, it's time to face off, finally, against the apex predator of the plains and see what it's made out of. God damn, he's so fucking sick! The giant lightning attacks, the menacing presence that it pulls off calmly in the storm, and the music... Slaps. It fucking slaps. The sound design too. It's really fucking good in this game. Like, just in general. But Ray Dow takes the fucking cake. I don't know how they made him fly while making the sound of a lead pipe being dragged across concrete work. But it does in fact. Just work. And he's like actually terrifying to look at. These cold, unblinking, beady little glowing eyes staring at you in the storm while it's letting out King Ghidorah screams is so fucking good. If you wanted the hour-long cut of the Wilds experience, which I know some of you do, 20 minutes of it would be dedicated to talking about Ray Dow and how fucking cool it is, and how I think he'd fit within an older Monster Hunter game, or like some sort of demake game. Please, somebody out there with actual skills, make it happen, please. Despite all that praise though, I still proceeded to put my size 10 boot in his ass. Love you, Ray Dow, no hard feelings. Ooh, and I finally get to see the armor set too. After another cutscene and some dialogue fluff, and god damn, these characters talk a lot. What the fuck is this, Final Fantasy XIV? Unless it's about monster huntering, I don't give a shit. Finally, the armor set. It's kinda fucking sick, who was surprised? After helping one village, it's on to another. Well, I thought so. Werner is still fixing up the forge, so I guess we'll just move on to another objective. Climbing down a series of tunnels and hoping we find Nada's village, we set up camp, and I really hope we don't run into anything like a monster. That'd be crazy.
A Nursilla.
Right on cue. And it seems to have a strange speaking Wudwud in its clutches, so I guess we'll be saving them? I'm just here for the carnage first. Saving this confusing ball of fur is second. Great to see Nursilla's return. I shit you not, I just got done playing through 4U story like a week before Wild's release. So I'm fully caught up on what this spider's about. They made it so acrobatic and kind of gross to look at, but in a good way. Unless you have that fear of spiders again, then fucking this is gonna be a nightmare. It still has the poison bite, the sleepy butt stinger, and the ability to do sick flips. It's a shame that I brought a bow and can just snipe it out of the air. And just like Lalabarina, Nursilla also gets a sorta lair area. It even has the Gypsaros decor hanging from the ceiling, just like in 4U. I can get behind this. Peeling off its skin and wearing it is a bit much, but I guess we're already kinda doing the same thing with armor sets, and it's just Gypsaros, so who really cares? Unfortunately for you though, Nursilla, by order of the guild or whatever, you gotta be put down. After getting Rove down from the ceiling, he offers to guide us further into the cave system. Further down and further up, it begins to get colder and colder. And eventually we find ourselves in a never-ending blizzard. With floating rocks, I don't know what the fuck those are doing there. Oh, and this freaky monster, Hirabami. The new flying somnicanth-looking creature that I like about as much as said monster. It's like fine, I don't hate it, but I also don't love it. Armor set though, you nailed that shit, Capcom. We ended up hiding away from the pack of monsters and started setting up camp. Didn't we just do this? This feels unnecessary. Either way, we've got a Hirabami to take care of. The fight might be a bit of a challenge since it likes to stay up in the air for the majority of the hunt, except I brought a bow with heat-seeking arrows. And the whole pack is easily dispersed if you throw enough literal shit at them. Once you're one-on-one with this thing, if you're dodging the ice like you should be, the fight is kind of easy. Especially with a bow, turns the difficulty dial from easy to so easy that a chimp could probably figure it out. After that fuckery, we regroup and head back to Azu's. And just in time! After I fixed a glitch where I couldn't talk to Werner, which was required to further the game's plot, I know you're an asshole, but neither one of us are benefiting from this. I can't progress the story, and you're locked here with people you really don't seem to like.
It was broken, now it's not. Pretty sure that's what these folks want.
That's racist. Do better. The prick at least fixed the forge, so that's one problem solved, I guess. And we didn't even need to do anything. Yet. And here comes our contribution to the solution. Putting down these new Vol'jang adjacent monsters, a Jarakan. The new monkey monster who I don't really like all that much. I'm all for new ape-like monsters, but we already had a fire monkey back in Frontier. Just port that one over. That crazy fireball-slinging bastard would at least put up a fight while also appeasing the Frontier crowd further. And like, I'm not even a major Frontier enthusiast, but there are plenty of monsters that would be a great addition to the mainline games. Regardless, we're here now with Jarakan, the shoulder-slamming, metal-scraping, and actually kind of fucking sick lava cannonball attack that's hit no player, I think, ever. Sorry, bud. Better luck next time in the inevitable Master Rank DLC. And now that that's dealt with, it's time to get back-to-back hunts? Damn, Wilds, I didn't think you had it in you. Shit, I'm all in again. Who's next? Ooh, I'm excited. Introducing next, the oil-slicked, fire-spewing, and possible hope that Yamasukami will make it into this game at some point, the Black Flame, aka New Udra. Coming in hot with one of the best themes in the game. This track does something to my brain, and it's great. Too bad it was interrupted multiple times by Oma's AI and dialogue saying some, like, really dumb shit. Then why the fuck are we here?
It's dangerous to linger on the lava.
Alma, no shit, lava is hot. Please, stop talking to me. Anywho, rant over. New Udra, still really cool. It likes long walks across the molten beaches down here and hates having its tentacles cut off. I forget if that happens here in this fight, but later on I did a squad hunt with the best squad around, and we managed to chop off like 6-ish tentacles in one hunt, I think. It's very depressing, and I feel kinda bad for doing it after it was all said and done. After slaying the oil puss, we head back to Azu's and see the aftermath of almost 2 failed festivals. Apparently a good material harvest. Hooray, huzzah. Everything worked out flawlessly, just ignore the collection of dead Arjarkin nearby and the giant dead octopus in the basement. Oh, and we still haven't found Not As People yet. That's still on the list of things to solve. And to try and fix that a little faster, I started to skip dialogue and cutscenes more and more, and eventually altogether. I know, boo. I usually don't do this in games. Hell, I'm usually an advocate for watching cutscenes and letting a game play out its story, but I just wasn't having fucking fun at this point. And after being railroaded on Birdback for the 6th time, paying $70 for a game that ran like shit sometimes, and having to watch scenes that I wouldn't say are cringe, but if someone else said it, I'd probably agree with them. So instead of all of that, I just started making a beeline for the end game and hoped that the world would open up more so that I could enjoy the experience overall. Because what's the point of playing these games if you're not having fun? Does that end up happening? I don't know. Let's see. Traveling further into the tunnels that we were previously in, we stumble across a new old face, Doshagama, but with an almost Fulgur Anjanath paint job? I shit you not, I really wrote that in my notes without knowing what comes next. If you know, you know. While this rather odd beast has some new moves and crazy explosive power, it's still not anyone's favorite monster. But after slaying the beast, we meet back up with the team and finally get Nada home. What's seemingly left of it, at least. And somehow, Tashin is alive. The dude doesn't have a peg leg or something, he's just perfectly fine. You could have at least made me believe that they were in actual danger at the beginning of the game, but instead you put this kid through mental and physical trauma for no real reason, seemingly. Shit's weird, I don't like it. Thank fuck Rathalos shows up with a sick fucking track to bring the hype back. While we were all speculating what this new Rathalos could be in the trailers leading up to the game's release, turns out it's a completely man-made monster. A literal construct made by an ancient and lost civilization. That's kinda cool. But I won't lie to you, I wanted it to be that white and blue Rathalos from Frontier that's really hard to pronounce. Regardless, this new Rathalos is kinda sick and has some new explosive moves similar to all the other construct monsters known as Guardians. At the end of the day, it's still Rathalos, king of the sky and never wanting to land, which is fine, I brought a bow. It was good to see you again, I'm sure we'll be seeing your normal counterpart soon enough. After some more story beats, lore drops about the lost civilization and how the keepers are tied to them, while also learning more about the Guardian monsters and how they don't need anything to survive outside of pools of wyvern milk down here. What? Arkfeld barges in and begins feasting upon other small monsters, which is weird. Because it's actually a Guardian as well, and it's not supposed to be doing that. Mildly terrifying, and probably a problem. And we are problem solvers. Usually by monster hunting, but this time we just need to repel this big unstable monstrosity. I feel as if it won't be the last time we come face to face with this beast. After all that fuckery and Nada confusing me further, we're heading to another village, and I have no fucking clue why. But on the way there, we're fighting some big patrolling monster. I see snow, and I know Blongonga is in here somewhere. Maybe we'll be seeing that bald bastard soon? Nope! Something way fucking cooler. Jin, the closest thing to an elder dragon we got, Dahad. Title pending. A giant frozen lizard with crazy-ass metal plating and has the ability to become a giant nuclear ice bomb. I didn't realize that you can just drop these ice chunks down from the ceiling and use them as cover until it was far too late. But at least we know for next time. While I like this monster a lot, the fight itself kinda drags a bit when you fought it for the 5th time. Jin's soul boss looking ass has to climb up this wall, go through this one, climb up this pillar just to fall down it again, and climb down this wall every single hunt. Started to turn my brain to mush after a while. Autopilot mode was fully engaged. But what I will say is shoving a Dragon Piercer arrow up its butt is always hilariously satisfying. I probably could have worded that better, but I chose not to. Getting back into the action, it's unfortunately cut short since this is just a repel, even though doing that only kind of worked. More scripted stuff happens, we send that lizard to the frozen abyss, and we almost get caught up in it, but we're the protagonist. Doesn't matter how many times you try and cart me, I'll stubbornly come back from anything y'all want to throw at me. Just, please, no more cutscenes. I can't take this shit anymore, man. So, yeah, we're here, Ancient Wyverian Village, and probably some more story stuff that's really unnecessary, but more importantly, 2 things. 1, there's a motherfucking Poogie, And 2, the tallest Wyverian woman that, she's great. She's great. What's not great is that I literally had to take a nap because I was so fucking bored and fed up with this pacing here. And yes, this is still part of the experience because this legitimately happened. This section was one of the first times that making these videos felt like an actual job and less like I'm just playing a game and talking about it for fun. Waking up from a very baked slumber, we continue with some cutscenes, eat a meal, and head down into the ruins once again, where we meet up with one of the best monsters from World's roster, Ebony Odogaron, but with a Guardian seasoning. Oh, we're so fucking back. Some sort of Odogaron being in this game was on my bingo sheet, and Capcom didn't disappoint. Well, sorta. Also, the Odogaron is already, dead. Tragic, I know. But we'll talk about Odo when we get into the inevitable world video, don't worry. In the meantime, let's get a back-to-back hunt against another new cephalopod monster, Zuwu, who I was very ill-prepared for because I thought there'd be more story for sure, so I took another gummy and managed to forget how to control my character. Legit, I got grappled at one point and tried to break out of it like it was Monster Hunter 4U. Bad news, got carded. Good news, I got the secret ending where Zuwu just fucking eats you. Finally, a release from this torment. No, I don't want to be here, put me back. Similar to Jindahad, he kind of has the Souls boss look to him, but I don't like Zuwu as much. It definitely has like a Dark Souls 3 vibe to be exact, because that game overall looks like gross, and so does this mushroom-shaped goo pile filled with knives. Just like New Udra before it, you can chop off a shitload of limbs and get additional carbs. I love this concept so much, and seeing these cephalopod monsters continues to let me hold out hope that we'll be getting Yamasukami in this game. He's totally here somewhere, right? Right? Maybe he's in the post-game story, because it looks like we're going to finally wrap things up with the big bad Arkveld soon. Despite this game being more story-focused, they didn't change up the same beats that they always use. There's a big bad, go hunt it. Good job. But hold on, there's the actual big bad. Go ahead and hunt that thing too. And that first big bad before the actual big bad is, hold on to your fucking hat, the Guardian Arkveld that we've been tracking since the start of all of this. And he's hiding out in this cave that's probably not jam. Ooh, okay, fuck, that's kind of freaky. And Nada looks at all of these corpses and the blood spread across the floors, walls, and ceiling, and starts to defend this crazed beast. Alright, enough of this. Let's just get to the fighting, you big frontier knockoff prick. Guardian Arkveld put up a decent fight with his whip-like appendages, giant explosions, and that dumb fucking tail poke that constantly got me that didn't make me yell swears at my monitor. But after all that was said and done, the mad Arkveld was slain and we have a new problem. I shit you not, my game just stopped. I closed the game, I got to the title screen, selected my character, and the exact same thing happened. And this was almost the end of the video because I thought my save bricked itself, and with everything else that happened up until this point, had me so fucking burnt out. But after an actual sleep and the validating of my game files, it luckily fixed itself and we're right back into the thick of it. And by it, I mean more of this. Which eventually leads us back here where the even bigger and badder big bad is. And Nada's pendant, for some reason, is the key to fixing all of our very real and very low-ranked problems. That's a very boring ending, so instead, I'm just gonna kick the shit out of it. I don't know what the fuck is in this cocoon, but I'm gonna Monster Hunter the shit out of it. Just like all of my ancestor save files before this one. Zoshia, the Calcium Dragon. I started calling him that since I quickly forgot his name because it takes a backseat very quickly because they forgot to add a high rank version and armor for this fella until the first title update. It's also got a Souls feel again. That being said, it has some really good visually stunning attacks that eventually it has it doing the exact same ones again, but dialed to 11. And it also, like, bursts out of itself looking all fucked up and evil. And I swear at one point it sounds like this thing is, like, laughing almost. If that's what they were actually going for, fuck yeah, I'm here for that. Doesn't help with the Souls monster allegations, but it's still kind of fucking sick. You can also drop the roof on this thing. I always love a good terrain attack, or whatever you want to call these. And after firing multiple fuck tons of arrows into this giant dragon, it finally falls and, I think, we save the day. Judging by the previous games, I'm gonna say that's very likely. Hugs, celebrations, and some pop-ins. Just ignore those. I'm pretty sure that's just a feature now. Credits ensue, and now, post-game time. Story, mostly around hunting new monsters and a silly little frenzy guy that you may have heard of. Cutscenes, still here, but I'm still skipping them. And hunts. Oh, we've got some fucking hunts, bud. Strap the fuck in, because the game is finally opening up alongside the squad I opened too. Shout the fuck out to y'all who made it in here, cause it filled very fast. Okay, so, there's an Arkfeld egg, meaning that the species is still kicking, and we're probably gonna kick its ass. Do you want to take a guess on who we're fighting at HR 40? Spoilers. There's also an old returning face that's 75% beak. Yonkutku, who's just as annoying as ever, and I love him for it. Still has fireballs, tailspins, and that dumb trot, too. But there's this, like, shoveling attack that's super dumb and super fucking aggressive. The tracking on this thing is insane, almost like it's heat-seeking. I think I maxed out my evade extender, and that shit was still fucking hitting me. And honestly, it's a great high-rank start. Ooh, Gravios! I don't know what it is about this thing, but it's starting to grow on me. It does all the same boulder-bound shit it normally does at 2 miles per every other hour, but the beam attacks, I think, is what's drawing me in. They look really fucking good here. Like a moth to flame, but also that shit kind of hurts. Like, I can feel the heat off this thing. It's either that or my PC's still catching fire. Up next, the Wrath couple is back, and literally no one is fucking surprised. Are you? You shouldn't be. Always good to see ya, and even better to hunt ya. Usually decent gear, and you love to see it. There's also the high-rank versions of Ray Dow, Uth Duna, and New Udra, because they're causing a ruckus for the villages again, and I'm having a good time because of it. And once they're all put to bed, a new creature awakens. Oh shit, it's Gorma fucking Gala. Oh, it doesn't even matter which game he's in. Gorma Gala is gonna fucking hard carry the fun. And not only that, we've got the 4th gen Lancer who has already faced one of these creatures once before. Not exactly gracefully, but he also didn't die in the process. The frenzied outbreak is getting out of hand, and we have a whole team dispatched to remove the problem. While these two deal with these frenzied Nursilla, we're taking on the source of the problem alongside Fabius. And, goddamn, the problem looks so good in this game. The look, the aura, the goddamn slam attack that definitely didn't cart me, not once. Yeah, ignoring that part, this fight is kinda sick. And not only do you have to take down Gormagala, you also have to deal with a frenzied Blonganga mid-fight, because even if Gormagala is taken out, the frenzy virus could still just spread. Please, Capcom, just bring back frenzy virus every time. It's such a good mechanic. Not only does Blonganga chime in, my own goddamn bird mount kept getting in the fucking way. Seriously, fuck off. Alma 2, she literally ran in between me and this ferocious prick mid-hunt. That's insane. Stop that. What I didn't want to stop, though, was the fun I was having, because I finally found it. The fun. So, after dealing with my own Gormagala quest, I went to check the SOSs to see if anyone else had posted this quest, and, yeah, I was about to have a fucking blast. I can't properly form the words to explain just how much joy I was feeling during these SOS flares, but it was just fun. And I hadn't felt that for the majority of the game. I finally did it. Fun acquired. It's running these Gormagala quests on repeat and demolishing that big bitch. I was having so much fun that I was up until like 8 AM just beating the brakes off of his giant frenzied ass. It was a crazy power trip. Probably ruined a few playthroughs of this game for some folks. Probably helped some too if they were legitimately struggling. But I sort of doubt that. It doesn't really matter though. I was finally having fun. And it was only gonna get better after that. Well, for the remaining like 15% of this game maybe. After slaughtering like 20 plus Gormagala and Blonganga, I got around to making a proper high rank set for what would assumably be our final story hunt, which we're more than ready for, HR-wise. I've been capped at 40 for a while now, looking to skyrocket that shit. And what better hunt to go on than a fight against Arkveld. No Guardian version, just a full-on stock 2025 Arkveld. A monster thought to be extinct. Probably shouldn't be hunting these things if we think that, but that wouldn't be exactly fun gameplay-wise. Plus, it shows up on every bit of the goddamn map afterwards, so I think we were just blind beforehand. Either way, let's close the book on things and show Arkveld he should have just stayed extinct. And thanks to the help of Lizard, we've completed the wild story. And thank fuck for that, because I really just want to run around with the squad and get up to some tomfuckery. Maybe fight some tempered monsters, grab some crowns, make some gear, and you know, just enjoy the game, unrestricted. Oh, and wait for the game to be properly completed. We've got a whole list of shit being added in the title update 1, which has already happened at the time of recording this, and even more to come in the future updates. But that's for another time and/or video. Really depends on how hard it burns me out. And this is 2 months later almost. I am thoroughly burnt out on Wilds. Holy shit. Either way, I'm thinking I'm gonna take a small Monster Hunter vacay and play something else for a video. But don't worry though, your normally scheduled Monster Hunter programming will still be around afterwards. Probably for you, because I've already played through half of that game and it's really good. Until then, I hope the title updates are great and I hope to see you out there in the wilds. And if you do see me and want to post a large crown Guardian Ebony Oda Garen quest, that'd be pretty cool.